live stream is going to be very similar to yesterday's. I'm going to do very similar look. The only difference is I think the eyeshadow colors I'm going to do today are going to be a little bit more on like the pinkish and purple-ish side. Yesterday's makeup turned out really well. It was like a very no makeup look. And I'm hoping today's comes out the same. I'm not expecting to change too much. What is that? Is that glitter? Yeah, I think I have a little piece of glitter right there. Okay, so anyways, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started. As always, I always start these live streams with my skin already prepped. My skincare has already been done. It's been sitting on my face for a few minutes, so it has some time to absorb. Less of a chance of your products not mixing if you let your skincare sit. So that is done. Now I'm gonna go in with a little bit of a sunscreen. And my skin feels a little bit dry today, so I'm going to do the Sun Bum SPF, the Face 50. And this is a little bit more moisturizing than the other sunscreens I have. So if you have oily skin, this may not be for you. In the summertime, I kind of go back and forth with my sunscreens, and this is really not one I use in the summer because it is a little bit heavier, a little bit more moisturizing. And then I am going to be using a skin tint today. And even though skin tints, a lot of them have SPF in there now, I always just do SPF underneath because I don't trust that I'm putting enough of that skin tint on my face to get that full SPF coverage. So I always just do a little bit underneath, kind of like as my primer moisturizer type setup. I do a moisturizer under my makeup in the winter time or like when my skin is really dry, but we're basically in summer over here in Los Angeles. It was 102 yesterday and the day before. Today it doesn't feel as hot, but it's still, I think it's still going to be 100. So I'm not going to moisturize as much as I usually do. Okay, so now that the now that the sunblock is on there, I'm going to go on with my tinted moisturizer. Or actually, let's do my eyelid primer first, then a little bit of concealer and color corrector, and then we'll put our foundation on top of that, or our skin tint on top. So going with the Urban Decay Primer Potion. And then I always bring my primer up to underneath my brow, and then just a quick little swipe or a little pat under my eye as well. And then let's just do our color corrector and concealers now to get that out of the way. So let's do the Neutrogena color corrector. It's been a while since I've used this one. And then I'm gonna mix that in with my concealer now. So a little bit of the Tarte Shape Tape. And this is the creamy formula. So just a little bit. And then let's blend that in. My brushes are almost due. Well, not almost, but they're due for a cleaning, and it's hot enough that I should probably wash them today. I just hate washing my brushes. It's so time consuming. Then I have to pay a little bit extra attention right here in this corner. I have a little bit of darkness there. Okay, so better. I have really dark circles, and so unless I want to cake on a bunch of product, I kind of just have to be happy with that. That's as good as it's gonna get, pretty much. My skin's a little bit red here. I wonder why. Okay. So now let's do our tinted moisturizer. We're gonna go in again with the Rare Beauty tinted moisturizer. I've just been loving this so much. I didn't expect to love it this much. I've only had it for maybe like, let's see. I want to say maybe 2 weeks, maybe less than that. But I really love how it sits and it lasts all day. So I'm impressed. I do kind of feel like it dries pretty quickly. So I kind of have to blend really fast. Okay, so now that that's on, let's do a little bit of a bronzer situation. So I definitely like to warm my face up a little bit extra when it's hot, like summer basically, like it is right now in Los Angeles. So I'm gonna put some bronze. Maybe I'll put one more up there to really warm up that 5 head. And then remember, anytime you're putting color on your face, or even with your foundation, but especially with like bronzers, contour, blush, you want to work it into your hairline. So that way it doesn't just stop. And you can see. So I always do just a little taps into my hair. And then that's blended in. My forehead's nice and toasty. Same thing with this side. On this side, I'm going to be working into my hairline. Following your jawbone. And then let me pull this hair, all this little baby hair up. Okay, so see now I have a little warmth right there. And then we're gonna finish, we're gonna finish the face a little bit later. Now I'm gonna move on to eyes. I do wanna just do a very similar look to yesterday's look, which I really loved. It was just a little bit too orange for me. Like the color I picked was a little too orangey. So I'm gonna go in with this nude, and that's gonna be my base. So I'm gonna take a fluffy brush, pick that up, and then I saturate my brush pretty well. It's pretty covered with that pigment. I'm gonna dust it on my lid first, and then just drag up whatever's left. I need a little bit more for this side. Okay, perfect. And then now let's do, let's see how this one looks. This is this one right here. Which one? Yeah, this one right here. It's a little bit darker. I'm using the ColourPop Tangled palette, by the way. I'm just using that same brush. Gonna dust a little on that outer corner. Yeah, this is much better already than yesterday. Yesterday's makeup turned out really pretty, but the orange, or I guess the brown that I used for this was just a little bit too orange. I did not like it. It wasn't the look I was going for. Okay, perfect. And then before I put this palette away, let's see if there's anything else I want to use in here. Maybe a little purple. Let's pick up a little bit of this deep purple and see how that looks in here. Okay, she's pretty. Yeah, I'm liking that too. So let's do the same thing on the other side. And then as I'm placing this purple, I'm kind of just staying underneath that pigment that I just placed. Okay, yeah, I like that. And then when I'm done, I'll kind of blend them in together a little bit. Okay, perfect. Are we done with this palette? Not sure yet. Let's pick up a little bit of this little lavender color. And I haven't used this, so I don't know how pigmented that one's gonna be. Okay, not bad. So I'm just gonna use that to kind of bridge those pigments to the inner corner of my eye. And I'm gonna work that product in on the top only. Okay, that's super pretty. Okay, now for the inside, I kind of want to do pink. So let's see if we can find like a glittery pink in here somewhere, which I have a feeling I will be able to find really quickly. Yeah, the second palette I opened. This is another ColourPop palette. I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. It's a very shimmery pink. And I'm gonna grab a different brush for this. So I'm gonna grab a little bit of a denser brush. So this picks up more product, but I like that it's smaller. It's not as fluffy, so it lets me apply product exactly where I want it to go. I'm picking up a little bit more. And then placing it on my lid, focusing on the center and the inner corner. Okay. And kind of blend these together a little bit more. Okay, that's actually coming out pretty nicely. Blend this in a little bit more on that side. Okay, and then for that highlighter on my brow, I think I'm gonna go a little bit bolder and go in with like a very light shimmery purple. I usually just do highlighter there, but I want to do my brows first. So let's go ahead and do that. I want to kind of gel them in a little bit. We'll go in with the Kosas. And if you want a brow gel that's not going to give you a super firm hold, like it's not going to laminate your brows, this is the brow gel for you. The hold is actually pretty weak. It's not my favorite because of that. Okay. I probably wouldn't mind this brow gel if it was tinted, but since it's clear, I don't know, it's whatever. When it finishes, when it runs out, I will not be replenishing that one. So let the brows dry down. Let's move back to the face in the meantime. So let's do a little blush. If I had like a little purpley blush, that would be perfect for today's look, but I don't. So let's do like a very soft pink. What do I have in here? Let's see how this one looks. This is the Charlotte Tilbury. It's the Duo. And this is in shade... I don't know. It's the Hollywood Blush and Glow Glide Palette. I know they have a couple different shades of these. I don't know the other ones, though, what the other colors are. But anyway, that's the one I'm going to use for today. Let me find my blush brush. And I'm going to dab into that very bright pink. This bright pink shade right here. And then I know I've said this in past live streams, but I didn't follow my rule yesterday, because when I'm filming in here with the artificial lights, the pigments look so much more pigmented than they actually are. So yesterday when I was done filming, I was done and I was like, where's my blush? I have to remember to put a little bit more. I just, like, that already looks like a lot for me. But I have to be a little bit blush blind when I'm filming, because then when I'm done, I don't see anything. Okay, so let's see how that looks once the lights turn off. Okay, same thing on this side. See, that looks so, it looks so pigmented. Okay. Okay, and then a little on the nose. Just a little color there. Okay, so hopefully we're done with blush. And then let's see how the eyebrows dried. Yeah, they feel pretty dry. So now I'm gonna go in and kind of fill them in a little bit with the Anastasia brow pen, the one that's been discontinued. Haven't tried the new one yet. That one has a finer point. This point is really thick, so I'm not the biggest fan of this one either. I went a little heavy on that tail over there. And I'm trying to go as light as I possibly can. That looks so crazy in here. Yeah, I went a little heavy on the tail. Let me clean up this little bit right here. Yeah, I don't like this brow pen. This is another product that when it finishes, I will not be replenishing. Well, I guess I can't because it's discontinued. So let's do this side. And I try to be super light. Okay. This side we're gonna have to fix. I'll fix it with some powder. But it's looking a little cray right now. Okay, so let's leave that there. I'm gonna do the purple under the brow now. And for that, I wanted a little shimmer. Where's the purple I was looking for? It's here. So I'm gonna grab a little bit of this right here. It's like a little lilac-y, but it has shimmer in there. I'm gonna barely pick any up. And just trace out the bottom or the second half of my brow. Maybe a little bit more. Don't want to put too much, but yeah, that's better. Okay. I feel like this side has more, but I always feel like that. I feel like the lighting on this side makes it seem like that, but just for funsies, I'm gonna put a little bit more on this side. And then with that same color, I'm gonna put some on the bottom center of my lash line. It's actually a really pretty color. I've never used it before. So I intentionally didn't put eyeliner on because I didn't want this purple to get muddied. Okay, so now that that's there, now I'm gonna go ahead and do the eyeliner for the rest of the eye. And I'm gonna go in with a brown and just kind of tight line a little bit. just a little bit. And then I'm also, with the same brown, I'm gonna go on that upper lid right here and just tight line on the outer section of that. So I kind of gave myself like a little baby wing right there. So same thing on this side. So just give myself a little baby wing on both sides, just a tiny one. Okay, so the eyes are almost done. I'm gonna extend this wing out a little bit more. Okay, that's better. And then for that bottom part of my eye, because I only put the lilac on the center, I still need a little bit of color on that outer side. So I'm gonna grab the same brush I was using and go in with a deeper purple. So I'm gonna go in with this one right here and do the same thing I did, but just on the outer eye now. So now I have purple there too. And as I'm placing it, I'm dragging towards that lilac-y purple. I'm blending that in. And then I'm also gonna drag out just a little bit under that wing. I want a little bit more on this side. I guess on this side too. Okay. So I think we are pretty much done with the eyes. I'm gonna do a little pop of color on the inside corner. And for that I need a smaller brush. I'm gonna get a fluffy brush, but a little bit smaller. I'm gonna go in with this white right here. It's like an iridescent white. So it has glitter in there. And just pop a little bit of that on that inside corner. Okay, perfect. Start putting all these palettes away. Okay, I do want a little bit of highlighter today. I'm gonna go in with the pink ice from Fenty Beauty. Has like a little bit of purple in there too, so I just feel like it would complement the eye look very well. Usually I do my highlighter at the end after I set, but I forgot today. So just a little diamond balm on there. Whatever's left over on the nose. I want to do a little teeny bit of bronzer. So let's do, I'm going to go in with the Hoola Light, the Benefit one. So this is not as deep as the original Hoola. It's just like a little toasty coconut shade. So that's what it looks like. And the Hoola Light is a lot darker. So I'm going to take the corner of the brush that it comes with, or that it used to come with. I'm just going to drag that right there. A little bit more on my 5 head. So I'm kind of just touching up the areas where I put that bronzer earlier, and then just adding a little extra to my nose. And then let's do mascara now, because I think we're just about done with this look. The mascara, I'm going to use the same one I used yesterday. It is the Makeup Forever Smoky Extravagant mascara. And I will give my lashes a little bit of a curl this time. Okay. And then this always takes me the longest. I told you, this part takes me the longest. I don't know if this is for everybody or this is just me, but the mascara portion of the makeup is the most challenging for me. It takes so long. And I feel like I can never get it exactly how I want it to be. My eyelashes don't help either. I feel like my eyelashes on this eye are more like messed up. Like they grow in different angles. And I really don't know why that is, because I sleep on this side of my face. And somehow this side of my face, the lashes on this side are totally fine and normal. Okay, that's it for now. I don't know if I'm gonna touch up again later, but I did kind of touch my lash to this, so I'm gonna just take that off a little bit as best as I can, and then I'm just gonna retouch that up with a little bit of that purple. Of course, after I put all my palettes away. I don't even remember what purple I used now. I think it was this one actually. So I'm gonna just take a little bit. I don't know, now I'm scared. Maybe it wasn't this one. And I don't think it was, but that's okay. So I'll do a little on the other side. Even things up a little bit. Okay. Oh well. Just trying to blend this in as much as possible so it doesn't look like I just have like a purple dot right there. Okay. This side is not cooperating. Let me grab a different brush. And let me grab a little bit of a lighter purple. I can still see that giant dot right here on camera, but on my mirror it doesn't look like I have it there. Okay, well that is not blending anywhere. So that's gonna have to be it on this side. That's gonna bother me. This side doesn't look bad. Yeah, I can still see this giant purple dot right here. Okay, that's not going anywhere. I guess it's a little better, but that's gonna have to be that. So let's put these palettes away again. And then let's go ahead and set. Let me clean up any creasing under my eye before doing that. Oh, not too bad with the creasing today. Okay. Where's my setting powder? And then to set, I use this fluffy brush. I just pick up a little bit of powder, tap off the extra, and then press it in everywhere, including on top of my eyeshadow. Kind of let those bristles hit that area just a little bit. Okay, so that's pretty good. I don't do a lot of setting powder because it dries up your skin. But I do like that it mattes down and it sets your makeup, like it does what it's supposed to do. So I do use it, but I don't use a ton of it. And then the brushes are so sparse and fluffy that it doesn't put down a lot of product. So I don't get that very like cakey setting powder look. Okay, I think I'm gonna need to start doing that with a different brush though. I feel like this brush is, like, it gets the job done, but it's not quite right. But I really don't have another like fluffy brush like that I can use that has like this loose of bristles. Okay, so that's done. Mascara's done. What else do we need to do besides lips? Let's do a little hydrating face spray. Just kind of melt the makeup back together. Just a little bit of the Mario Badescu. This is not my favorite facial spray, but it's cheap and it does what I need it to do, which is kind of just rehydrate my face and get that makeup kind of resettled in. Let's see what else I can do here. I think that's it. I think now we just move it on to lips. For lips, I want to do a pink lip, like a very, very bright pink. So let's see what I have, because I don't know if I have the pink I'm wanting to do. It might have to be two separate products. Oh, this one might work actually. This might be the what I'm looking for. This is the Color Stay, the Maybelline in shade, what shade is this? Oh, it doesn't say the shade. Oh, it's on top. Keep It Fun is the shade. And I think this is what I'm looking for. Yeah. I don't know why I put my mirror away when I still need it. My mirror on the counter is so far, but I need like a close up and personal. Okay, kind of overdrew my lips a little bit on this side. And then we're gonna go over with a little gloss, which is gonna be the Polite Society Pout Balm in shade Grapefruit. A little setting spray, perhaps. Okay. And we're done with the look. Let me take my hair down. Okay, that is today's makeup look. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. I'm not sure if I'm going to live stream tomorrow or not, but I'm hoping that I will, and I'm hoping you'll join me. So I'll see you tomorrow.